Welcome to the next episode of the CAPB Podcast. For today's session, we have Laura Gardner, who is a veteran of the Raw Signals and is the co-founder, along with her wife Hayley, of Purendure. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Mate, running a business and taking the time to come in on a podcast. It's ace, mate. Thank you.
It's a lot, but it's great. It's great. It's great to be here.
Like we said earlier on, just before we started recording, one of the things that is fascinating about your brand, and we can't wait to hear about, is the fact that it's a thing, a real thing that you have created versus, I've made a style of this or a type of a thing. Do you know what I mean? And I can't wait to hear where all the idea and that came from.
It's really hard to make a thing as well. It's really hard to make a thing. We thought it was easy at the start. We're like, we're just going to a factory and ask them to make something. Nah, it's hard.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
So, Laura, we kick off the podcast with all our guests, and we ask them, if you could give us a highlight of your military career, what would it be?
Oh, that's really hard. That's a really hard question to start the podcast. Probably serving in Afghanistan, as much as that's like, it's good and bad. I think a lot of veterans would agree going on tour is like your bread and butter, right? You train all that time and then you go on tour and you're like, yeah, this is it. And then actually it puts everything into perspective. I think you sort of realize how privileged you are, how nice a life you live back in the UK, and you come back and you're like, oh, actually, that was really good. I mean, at the time, it doesn't seem that good, but when you look back on it, you're like, actually, that was pretty good. In a weird way, as much as that sounds a bit weird.
Mate, we're all like that. We're all like that.
Yeah.
Whenever we've asked that question, I could probably say, maybe count on one hand where someone hasn't said deploying. I haven't said like and it's out of this sphere, out of the veteran sphere or the military sphere. It's an odd thing to say.
Yeah.
People are like you, and it's like, well, yeah, but like I tried to explain it the other day to someone in work, and I was like, "You are a programmer, right?" And they were like, "Yeah. So you program every day?" And they're like, "Yeah." I said, "Imagine now you just doing the theory of programming every single day, and then for the whole year, every single day, just theory, and then for a week you get to do programming." And he looked at me and he was like, right, yeah, I kind of get it now. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's what it's like, because we train and train and train to do that thing. So, yeah.
I think you create relationships with people like you never would in Civvy Street. And I think when you step out of the military world, that's one thing that I do miss, is you have a different relationship with people because you've been on tour with them, because you've done.
It's crazy, like that bond you have. And it's the same, like, as I say, I served for 23 years, and getting out was like, I thought, yeah, it'd be fine. I'm in my 40s, I've got mate, it'd be great. You literally, I don't even think now I've 100% accepted exactly how I fit in.
Yeah.
It's an odd one, I joined at 16. I think same as Paul. It's that.
Yeah, it's like different mentality, isn't it? I think the mentality I still struggle with. There's not a single goal. In the military, you have a single goal. Everyone does whatever they can to reach that goal. Whereas in Civvy Street, the people are like, no, it's not my job. Sorry. And you're like, what? Do you not want to just get to the end and just finish it? No?
So I struggle with, Laura, the 100%, I call it, right? So in the military, we all have baselines, right? We have and everyone has that specific baseline, how fit you are, how you walk, how you talk, how you dress, right? And I remember when I got out and I was working in a team, and I was looking at someone going, they're really lazy, but I was badging them against a baseline that doesn't exist in Civvy Street.
Yeah.
Badging them against my 100% or a percentage, which was the baseline. And if they didn't meet that, then they were like, you're lazy. And it's took me a long time to realize that my 30% or my 40% could be that individual's 100%. And how do I then help them and bring them along? So yeah, it is that just trying to get along. Like, why aren't we all like going towards the same mission? I completely get it with you. Just out of curiosity, what heritage are you on?
13 and 19, I think it was, or 9 when it went into Tyrrell. So like Tyrrell 1, end of Herrick, start of Torrell. So
I think I was on Herrick 14, so I must have took over from you.
we're probably
Yeah.
investing together at some point. I was in
No.
Kabul both times. So Kai at airport for the first one, and then at British Embassy for the second one. So
it is mad linking like back to what people, when we say your highlights of your career, it is that purpose, isn't it? Because regardless of how long you serve for, and there is like I would say you were fortunate to still deploy. We've had people on the podcast who served 7-8 years and didn't deploy. Do you know what I mean? And they whether they feel there's something missing because of that, but they've done all these big exercises, these big still travelled and stuff. But it's a weird one, isn't it? That purpose and that alignment, something that's massive.
Especially now without Herrick, like when I joined, it was like, you're going to go on Herrick, you're going to go on Herrick, and that it's just going to be Afghanistan or maybe Iraq. But there isn't like that anymore. You're not cycling through tours of Herrick anymore. So
my two eldest sons are in. So Ethan serves. He's in the REMI. He's a recce mech, and then Cameron's in the Royal Welsh. And again, I'm very proud of them that they're serving. Very proud of everything they're doing. Would I be as content with it if they were on the op tour cycle that we were on? I'm not 100% sure I would. Not 100% sure I would.
Not just getting blueies like once a month or something either.
Yeah, absolute. Yeah, 100% not. It's bad enough they don't text me when their mobile phone is in their hand, so I expect them to write a letter. Parking the military stuff. Let's talk about your business. What is Purendure?
So Purendure is a 100% natural alternative to an energy gel. So if anyone has ever taken an energy gel, cis or alike, they're quite disgusting. They're a bit gloopy. When you're 10, 15 miles into a run, you're having to force it down your neck. And it's just chemicals at the end of the day. So I was training for a marathon, taking normal energy gels, having this bad experience. I was like, why is this so bad? Why is every single energy gel I have, they taste disgusting and it's just not a nice experience. It goes over your hands, etc. So created Purendure, which is basically fruit. So I started using baby food pouches, just fruit puree, topping it up with like maple syrup, honey, etc. to try and get the carbs up. It was a nightmare. I was like, why is there not a fruit pouch on the market with the right amount of carbs in and a bit of salt for electrolytes? So we created it. It started off as a side hustle and sort of spiraled out of control from there. So that's how Purendure came about. Yeah, it was just a side idea, and I was like, I need to solve this problem. Like, why is there not anything that tastes nice?
So do you come from a background of like, I'm gonna probably murder this now, but like scientific-y food stuff, or was it just a case of you just going, this doesn't work for us. I've got something better. Let me try that.
Basically, yeah. I was like, energy gels don't taste nice. Baby food, if you get like the banana mango baby food pouches, they're actually really high in sugar, really high in carbs anyway. If you're a parent or feeding them to your children, probably.
Nice.
So yeah, I was using them to train for marathons, trying to top it up to be competitive with an energy gel. And it was about the same carbs. Obviously, I was having to try and get extra carbs into a pouch, and it was a nightmare. So yeah, that's how it came about. So it's basically baby food on steroids. That's what we call it, because it's got salt in for electrolytes and it's carved up.
Like in the process of you training and experimenting, because lots of people experiment with food and do stuff all of the time. When was the point where you thought, we're going to do this? This can't just be me. And was it like a kitchen table, squirting foods into a thing and mixing it up and giving it a go?
I've spent a lot of money on baby food. I'm probably the only person in the baby food aisle that doesn't have a kid. Yeah, buying a ton of baby food and just trialing it, mixing it up, making different ratios of, this has date syrup in, so we use date syrup rather than some of the natural energy gels on the market use rice syrup, and rice syrup still tastes minging. It's absolutely disgusting anyway. So yeah, we use date syrup instead, and actually it just tastes like a smoothie. So it's getting that ratio right of it still being fruity enough and it not just tasting like syrup in your mouth.
So once you've got like a product, once you've got your like, this is banging, right? This works. What was the journey like to get it to market? Like testing? Was it just like try this, try that? How did all that come about?
It was so difficult. We were so naive at the time. Me and Haley thought we could just go to a manufacturer, be like, we want fruit in a pouch, or we want an energy gel, a fruit-based energy gel. And like manufacturers like, what? You want what? What do you want that for? We were very lucky with our manufacturers. It took well, let's rewind. It took us about 3 months of just spamming manufacturing companies, and then one or two listened, and they were like, "Oh, actually, we have this process, and now we know all the processes." Whereas actually, we should have been asking the processes at the start, not just we want a fruit energy gel. Um, and yeah, we were very lucky with our manufacturers. So our manufacturers listened to our weird request that wasn't actually a proper request for a product. And we sort of started conversations, but it's very difficult to find a manufacturer that, number one, listens to you as a small startup, and number two, has minimum order quantities that you can actually afford. Even ours are on the brink of not being affordable for a startup, but there's only that you have to put it through a factory to get fruit stable on a shelf, basically. So, um, yeah, very difficult. We were very naive, and that took a lot longer. We thought we could just approach a manufacturer, a couple of months, have a product, but 9 months later, we finally went through the whole production process of getting a product from start to finish. So, yeah, that was quite a journey, quite a
So
challenge.
I think there's a few things. I think first of all, so I've used your product. Okay, so I've used it. It is very, very nice. Very, very easy to consume. Like you said, it's not gloopy.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste chemical. Tastes really good. That's only half of it, though, isn't it? You're like, what about the branding? Because the branding and even the name is literally on point. You know,
Yeah.
it's Purendure, so pure fruits and stuff for long, mate. It's
For
genius,
endurance
mate.
sports.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's just me and Haley banging our heads together. I think I don't know. We just brainstormed names and that came out. Um, Another one we were toying with like pure fuel energy, but that doesn't really have the same ring to it. And so we stuck with pure endure, so pure ingredients for endurance sports. Yeah, we don't have any marketing experience, so that's just a random creative energy that happened on that specific brainstorming session. But yeah, a lot of backwards and forwards, what works, what doesn't. Um, the same with the packaging. So we got a friend to design the packaging and the swirl and the branding and everything. And she's graphic designer, but she's not marketing or anything. It just happened to be that design worked. So the stars are aligned somewhere, I think, with with our limited amount of marketing knowledge.
I think you nailed it.
How many flavors are there?
So we got two at the minute, mango and banana, just because they're the two fruits that are highest in sugar. Um, there's other stuff in the background, but
Do you know what I absolutely love?
in time is the biggest one for products, really.
Do you know what I absolutely love about this, right? Is the fact that I'm prepping for an event in a couple of
Yeah.
weeks, and very like what you said, sticky hand. I'm like, I need to move away, so I didn't want loads of pouches,
Yeah.
and I seen that you do a pouch flask, which is you can put pouches in, so it's just one big thing. So it's like almost like the collapsible water bottles, but
silicone.
Yeah, so we do a
yeah.
gel flask as well, so you can fit four in one, so you don't have to take 4 pouches with you. So like when I do long runs, I just take a couple of flasks, gel flasks of pure endure, and that's it. Yeah.
Laura, I honestly think you've nailed it, mate. There's a few things. As we mentioned earlier on, Paul and I do a lot of running, and we've both got a couple of events coming up that we're organising ourselves. We enter lots of stuff and do random shit, but we've got a couple of events that we're organising ourselves to raise money for Bowel Cancer UK, and Pure Enjoy is going to be used on both of those events. Okay,
Amazing.
mainly like we're both obviously advocates of sport in the veteran community, and the event I'm doing the Welsh 3000s towards the end of October. And I want to only use veteran brands. So all the clothing. The only thing I think I'll have to wear, which isn't veteran, is the shoes. because there isn't a veteran who's nailed like a decent set of trail shoes yet. Everything else, every bit of clothing, and then there's the gels from you, the more solid fuels from Real Meal, and I just think it's fascinating what the veteran community are achieving all of the time.
Agreed.
You know? And I think, as I say,
and support as well. The support of the veteran community is like no other. All the Haley goes to loads of business networking, and it's always comes back to veteran, like ex-forces, for example, is the best networking community for ex-forces, always.
We've touched on it a little bit, but I really want to kind of pick your brains a bit about, you've now created this fantastic brand in this business. What are the lessons learned? So if we said, Laura, Haley, rewind with your knowledge now, start again, what would you do? Apart from, and you can't say the process thing, you can't say that, something else.
I think we both underestimated how much a business takes over your life, and specifically social media. So we've just passed our social media off to Hattie, our amazing social media manager, but that is a lot. And I think we totally underestimated how many sleepless nights you would have. We would wake up thinking about bloody banana puree and factories and getting a product to market, and how much actually goes on in the background of a business without you realizing it. Very much a swan, definitely, with the legs going and just on top gracefully is 100% what it is right now, especially being a small startup. And yeah, social media takes over your life. If you try and run your social media yourself, TikTok, that's a whole nother black hole. Like,
it's like a double-edged sword, isn't it? We speak about social media a hell of a lot, because for anyone starting a business, a startup, whether it's a product, whether it's a service, whether it's a thing, like, you're a comedian or whatever, social media is like a free space where you can market, where you can nail stuff, where you can get significant reach if you get it right. But then we come from a career beforehand where social media, you've got to be quite guarded. You don't want to embarrass yourself by putting stuff on there in case you get, all the banter from stuff. You know what I mean? So it's that double-edged sword. And then you've got other people who are
like that as well. Like, on my personal account, I don't post at all because of that military perspective, and like the stuff that I did in the military, you couldn't post about that.
Yeah, exactly. Mate.
But we're also quite humble, I think, in the military.
Because
we never go, we would never say, my tour was better than your tour, because it's like, we've all done stuff, dickhead. What are you on about? Like, so, and we're very difficult. It's very difficult for veterans and even serving personnel to kind of put themselves out there on a platform like social media. So I get where you mean. It's like, it is difficult. I struggle with it all the time. Just like posting this, it's like, fuck off, we've all done stuff. Like, I know it, I get it, but there's a reason why social media is there. And
it's hard to get comfortable with it. It always feels a bit cringe.
Yeah.
Haley's a lot better than me. She'll just post stuff. But even then, it's very difficult.
I'll stop at doing all the dancing. I won't do any of that.
I think it is the cringe thing. It is that fear of embarrassment and that fear of like credibility. You think, if I do this, what are people going to think? Whereas when it's your business and it's your livelihood versus, you're in the army and that's your livelihood. So when it's your business, your livelihood, then you've got to get over that hurdle. And some people just don't understand when veterans talk about it, but because some of the veteran community do the social media so well. We've had a couple of people on the podcast who have left the military and they're essentially influencers now.
Yeah.
And it's like, to one of the lads, to be in the Royal Marines and then leave the Royal Marines to be an influencer. That's like 5 years ago. That's not a thing. Whereas now it's like they're making a living off doing exactly what we talk about. It's understanding the algorithms and how to monetize. It's madness, man.
So good. So
the lessons learned would be your social media.
But we've got a manager now, so that's fine. She does it really well. I think, it's just you don't see what happens behind the scenes running a business. It's very much an Instagram perspective of sunshine and rainbows, and actually you don't see the struggles and the sleepless nights and the fact that you just can't stop thinking about it. You literally can't. You try and switch off. When me and Haley go on holiday and we're like, no Purendure, just don't talk about it. And we still talk about it. Like
but it's mad, isn't it? Because like with yours, it's not like you've gone, I know what we're going to do. We're going to get a thing. We're going to design a thing, and then we're going to drop ship it. We're going to use e-commerce. We're going to drop ship it. So the investment forward is relatively small, low risk, low reward. You've had to put something through production, through a process, which would have been a minimal order. We're not going to talk about how much you had to pay, how much you had to invest, how much you do, with the reality that no one could buy this. People might just ignore this. And then because it's a product, it's fresh, it has a sell by date, and you could be left with crates and crates of stuff, and that wouldn't work. So the risk, mate.
I think it was quite good last year, because when you produce a product, you create a recipe, so you go through the sample stages, it will go off for nutritional analysis, all that jazz. But then they'll do a trial run of your recipe through the factory. So we had our factory trial back in June. So big brands will generally just pour the product down the drain and go straight into production. But we pouched that off. So we had like a ton. If you saw us last year, you would see the little blue pouches that we had of our sample pouches, right? And we had, I think it was like 11,000 of these. So it was like a trial. So we partnered with Run for UK, that is one of the biggest run events companies in the UK, and just handing out samples, getting feedback, getting email addresses. And I think we were quite surprised the amount of people that would have the same scenario as me, trying to use baby food pouches, trying to sop it up. I knew there was a problem, but the amount of people that would come up and be like, I've been looking for this product. And we were like, okay, this is okay to go to production now. I mean, it's still a risk, right? It's still a lot of money to spend on a big production batch, but there was more. We had some feedback. We had people being like, yeah, we like our products. We got a load of reviews. We won award and innovation product of the year, etc. So there's some sort of feedback loop there that reassured us that there was demand.
Mate,
we officially launched Boxing Day with our big batch. So,
mate, feedback loops are so important, and I think that testing, run through huge, by the way. I've done a number of run through events. They do the Gloucester half, and they do a few other events down here. And I think having that, again, getting that feedback, getting that interaction with your end user. And it's mad because with the gel space, I think your elite level runners who want 60, 70 grams of carbs an hour, they've got all their precision stuff, they do that. You've then got everyone else who doing a half marathon, doing a marathon, doing ultras, and it's growing and growing and growing all the time, the amateur space. And if you just go for the ones that you've heard of, I've tried all of the gels. Some work, some races work, other races, same gels, I am in rag, mate. Like with stomach problems, with cramps, and it's like you can't get it right. To a point where I'd be like, I recently did a 40k around the Ogwen Valley in North Wales. It was hideous, and I didn't get the fueling right because I took a couple of, and then all of a sudden I felt a bit crampy. So I thought I'm not going to take one for a bit, to a point where I was shattered, mate. Do you know what I mean? And you start, and it's that thing where you're playing in your mind, thinking, do I take it and have the risk of having cramps again for 10 minutes? And I think, do you know what I mean?
We do it for enjoyment. I think that was the thing. Like you don't want that stomach pain. You don't want to be scared of having a gel, and then you don't have a gel, and then you bonk, and then you don't have energy, and you're like, this is awful. Like,
yeah, we're paying to do this. We're not like competing to win.
Yeah.
I love it, mate. A question I want to ask, right, is what was that moment like for you and Haley when, like, you opened that first box or you got that first pouch in the branding, and you were like, fucking hell, we've made a thing. This is it. An idea, and you cutting about Asda looking at like baby food, to having a thing that you made. What was that like, mate?
Good. I think it was a double-edged sword, right? It was really good. And then there's 9 pallets that are about to get delivered of the stuff that we actually need to flog now. Like we just got sent a massive invoice. So yeah, like a mountaintop. Yeah, we got a product finally after 9 months. Then you're like, what have I done? We've got 2 tons worth of Purendure in the garage that we now need to flog. Like, who do?
Do you do it all from the house?
So we do fulfillment from the house at the minute, yeah.
Mate, it's mad, isn't it?
Because fulfillment is it's another like minefield. You could get a fulfillment company that just ruins your reputation. Because you got no control over the dispatch or anything. And again, like it's so hard to find a decent fulfillment company nowadays. So
Can I ask a really stupid question here? What's a fulfillment company?
So there's basically like massive warehouses where people will put their products, and there'll be people working in these warehouses that will do all the postage and
Oh,
send.
right, okay.
But again, it's a minefield. You could get a dodgy one, and they could just ruin your reputation overnight by not dispatching properly.
And there is little things though I like when your order came through. There's a card in there. Do you know what I mean? And it's not just a generic thank you card. It's handwritten. The bit's handwritten from you and Hayley. And I think it's little things like that. A lot of the veteran brands we do. So again, literally pretty much everything I wear is from a veteran brand, right? Just because I like it. I like supporting the veteran community. We like doing these things. Some of the veteran brands do what you do, and you get a package. You order. Combat Clipper Co is a really good example. They sell all. I don't know if you know Teague or you've come across Teague and Combat Clipper.
Yeah.
They do the beard oils, do the gel, do the shampoo, all that kind of stuff. And when it comes in a really nice box. It's all like stickered up. You open it, it's got stickers in there, it's got flash in it, it's got a card in there, and you got your product. Others, you order through a website, through Shopify, and it turns up. And you could have bought it from Next. And I like that. I really like and can get on board with a brand with that personal touch. I really like that level. Do you know what I mean? And it's not possible when you super scale, but that human contact, I love it.
Yeah. And I think that's one thing that we lack at the minute is boxes. If anyone's ordered for us, you realise our boxes are not great. It's not a great unboxing experience. The product it is great when you pull it out, but that box that you get it in is not great. And that's just a box company that we've spent a lot of money on boxes, and it is what it is.
I like it.
And nearly $2,000 on boxes. You have to just live with the boxes that you bought until you make some money, right?
I disagree. I liked it. I like the fact that Purendure was on the box. It wasn't just a generic box. It is little things like that. And
I think that's another thing that we've learned from business, because we got sent a sample from that box company, and the boxes that were received were not the same boxes as the sample. And then when you're little fish, we went back to them and we were like, this is not right. And they just ghosted us. Like they got their money.
Yeah.
And we got the boxes, and we're little fish. Like we can't do anything about that now. But yeah, next time.
It's lessons learned.
I'll come again. So
there's an account on social media, and she is a ex-REME officer, and she's just started a business. We're going to get her on the podcast. She might not know it yet. And she's called Antisocial Coffee, right? And she bought a 110 Land Rover, turned it into a coffee truck. She's up in Scotland. And we've been following the story from the very start. But one of the things she did, she ordered cups. And because she was at the start, she ordered normal cups and then ordered stickers. And then there was a video on her social media where she was putting the stickers on each individual cup, because it was so much cheaper than going to a company and getting branded cups. Do you know what I mean? And it's that like journey which fascinates me, mate. And like we've seen on your social media, like you said, you've got a full-time job. Hayley's in the business full-time. It isn't just a thing where you're 9 to 5, because on a weekend, you're not feet up, fruits of your labour. You're supporting events. You're having stalls. You're supporting activities. And mate, it is brilliant watching like what you guys are doing. Plus, you were in, was it Women's Running Magazine?
Yeah, we got featured in Women's Running Magazine earlier this year off the back of the run show. So we exhibited at the run show and handed up product to Women's Running, and we happened to be in the magazine without having to pay a single penny. So if you know, being a magazine usually comes with an absolute shed load of cost. Any brands that are in magazines will have paid to be in that magazine. So yeah,
the run show is huge as well.
Yeah,
it's like
That's
Massive.
another thing that opens doors, even football. So we've partnered with Lincoln City FC, and so we're official partners of the football club to hopefully get into the football game, which is really good, which is amazing. But again, you don't realise how much money sponsors spend on football games. It's even in the lower level clubs. I think it was like Sutton United FC to be on the back of a single player's shirt was like £300 per game, and you're like, Sutton United.
There's not 300 people
Crazy
watching
money,
Sutton United.
Crazy money. Yeah.
So what?
Another
So
opener.
Yeah.
you're moving at a pace, right? In the last night, from where you started to where you are now, it's considerable pace. So this question may or may not have an answer, but what is kind of next for Purendure?
Continue growing. We want more products. So probably have to get some money from somewhere, maybe go for a round of investment, which is again another scary thing that you don't realize before you start your business journey. But yeah, more products, be in more places, help more people with the running journeys is the main thing. Like educating people that actually you don't need to take CIS or high five, and it doesn't need to make you feel sick on a run. Like it's not, you don't run to like feel sick or worry about whether you need to go and find a bush. Like that's not how it should be.
Yeah.
Like and we find this at events a lot as well. People are like, I don't want to take it. I don't like energy gels. And we're like, there shouldn't be that stigma around energy gels.
I think that because they are a requirement. Fueling on runs is a requirement. Anything over, I would say, anything over 10K, you need to be thinking about some kind of fueling. And like as I was mentioned earlier on, if you're a pro level or even a very good runner, people have got coaches, people have got stuff, they've got certain brands that they're passionate about and leaning towards. But it's, for me, I think where Purendure is really, like, could really excel and will continue to excel is in that amateur space where people are coming into the sport, where it's like, it doesn't, because some of the gels taste like shit. They really do. And then Purendure is just really nice. It was very sweet. Really, it made you feel nice. Plus, it seemed like in the fact that it's with a little lid as opposed to a rip off the top.
Yeah, and you can just reseal it, so you don't have to. Number one, it doesn't go all over your hands. A lot of them you rip and then it goes down the side and then it goes everywhere, and it's a nightmare.
You stick it in your pocket and then
you're done forever, mate. Yeah, literally, you need to bin those shorts, mate. They're getting binned. The shorts that they go in the pocket.
And like 2 miles into a run, and then you're like, oh, brilliant! I've got sticky hands for 10 miles now. Lovely.
Yeah.
So yeah, another.
Mate, I can see go on, Paul.
I like the fact that it's going to sound weird. So energy gels, right? The normal rip gel stuff. I find it's like wasted nutrition, right? It hits you there and then, done and dusted, gone, right? Your body doesn't even have a chance to do anything with it. With your product though, because it's all natural, like pure food, I know when taking it that even after the run, I'm still going to get a benefit from it because it's like, it's exactly that, because it's actual, like, not just gluten,
not chemicals. It's not just like powdered sugar that's gives you a massive spike. It actually slow release. Not slow release. Haley will shoot me for saying that. Not she has the right word in for that, but yeah.
I honestly think it's brilliant, and I think having the what's the word I'm looking for? The confidence and that ability to take a risk on it is brilliant, and to turn it into a business, Laura, you and A should be massively proud because it's a really decent product, and you are at the beginning of your journey. By the way, I hate that, the journey, but I can, in my head's going mad as to like where you could go from this, like sponsored athletes, like trail, UTMB, that kind of level of people. Do you know what I mean? Tom Evans, ex-Welsh Guards officer, by the way, just won UTMB. Do you know what I mean? He's got to be up for supporting a veteran run, doesn't he?
I messaged him on LinkedIn ages ago because another of my contacts knows him very well. But yeah, he's too big for us at the minute. He is doing so well. Maybe next year, Tom. If you're watching, if someone's watching, maybe next year, but until then,
he's definitely not
Just
watching.
remember where you were when that collab happened.
yeah, exactly,
Just saying.
exactly. Screenshot those messages. But,
There is a lot. I mean, a lot of the military community and the veteran community move into the ultra space, and I just are very good at it. And I honestly, I can just see it, not just because you're a veteran and it's another veteran-owned brand, but because it's a really good product. And I think it's one of those things. The more exposure you get, and the more people are aware of it, that there is an alternative to going on Amazon and buying either SIS or High Five. I think it's really exciting for you, Laura.
it is really exciting, and our brain goes 50 miles an hour. Where we can go next? Oh, should we do this? Should we do that? But you have to. There's only Hay full time and me half evenings, weekends, so you have to focus. But we've had interest from other sports, like we're partnered with Lincoln City FC, and we've had interest from diabetic market. So diabetic market has exactly the same problem. They don't have any natural products on the market, really. It's all chemical based stuff again, and it's even worse because they're taking it every day. So another market that we're small at the minute, but another market we could tap into in future.
So Laura, are you training for anything?
So I did an ultra 2 weeks ago, rat race, sea to summit.
Oh, okay.
That's near me. That's not
Yeah,
far from me.
got a Pike one. I got the Snowdon one in 2 weeks, and then Ben Nevis. So I'm doing the trilogy this year. So
what's the Snowdon one? Is that Seed Summit as well?
Yeah, they're all
So they're all 3 Sea to Summit. So Rat Race do a trilogy, Sea to Summit series. So it's like 3 ultras in the space of 6 weeks up. Ben Nevis, Scaffold Pike, and Snowdon. So done Scaffold Pike. That was my first ultra, and I came 6th woman. So I was quite surprised at that. I blame the Purendure.
Totally. Don't blame it. And you're training.
That too. But Snowdon in 2 weeks. So
there's something fascinating about ultra marathons, and one of the things for me when I left the military, I was always quite fit in the military. Never had a problem. Played a lot of football. When I left, I didn't do anything really for a year, like nothing. Played 5-a-side once a week, and then my wife took a photo of me, sat on the other side of the sofa, and was like, "Oh, it's you, that," and I was like, "What?" And I'd put on weight, and I'd got suddenly. So I was like, so what I do now is I book 5 or 6 events, beginning the running events, all running from 10K up to ultras, and I book them throughout the year so that I've got stuff to look forward to get me off my arse to train.
Yeah, 100% agree. Haley run around after me, and she's like, "How do you do it?" And I'm like, "Well, if I don't have anything, then I just don't train." But I was the same when I left the military. I didn't run for 2 years. I was like, "I'm not running." I was made to run for 7 years of my life, getting shouted at. So no, I'm not running. Then you do it again, and you do it under your own accord, and it's fine. It's actually really fun.
See, Matt. See,
no, I get
Matt
it.
Always says, Laura. He always says, right, and he's true. I was probably not the fittest soldier, right?
Post NCO, mate. Stick him in the post room.
But since getting out, I am the fittest I've ever been. Ever.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm probably the same. I think in the military, it's very hard to specifically train for anything. So you're just averagely fit at everything, if that makes sense, because you can't, you have PT 3 times a week and you get beasted on battle PT, and it's the weekend, and then you wouldn't go out for a run on the weekend. You do it during the week. So
and it's mad. Like running, it hits different, man. Now I've got 2 young kids, and being in your 40s, my wife works full time. I work full time. We do the podcast. It's like we're in a time poverty crisis, trying to find time to do stuff. So I run because for me, running it clears my head. It's good fizz. When people say, to get better, you should do strength training, you should go to the gym. I'm like, what? And miss out on the miles? Nah. Do you know what I mean? And it is mad. I love running, and and I love the ultra space because it takes away that elitist stuff that you get in a marathon and a half marathon. You can, and I'm talking about the people in the carbons and their really, really lightweight clothing at the front, smashing out stupid times, and the people dressed as dinosaurs and all the people in the middle, there's still an elitist thing for marathons. At ultras and trail stuff, there just isn't. There just
No,
isn't.
people don't even warm up.
People
That's
don't even
what
care.
people
know what I
don't.
mean?
People just run, and it's just fun, and they chat to each other, and it's completely different to a road race where people are warming up for 45 minutes before the start of the 10K, and you're like, okay.
You're like, you're going to tire yourself out. You got
Yeah.
running to do in a minute.
So always, someone,
Well, like you
people
should
always
be
ask me,
warming up 45 minutes before, just because everyone's like, am I missing something?
Yeah, I'd start.
Should I be doing this?
Yeah, so
Pe-
stretch off.
people always ask you 10K time, they always ask you marathon time and your half time. When it comes to ultras, they just ask why.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing it? And it's like,
That's
why
a,
not? Like,
That's a really good point. If you say, "Oh, I ran a marathon at the weekend," what time did you get? Whereas you like, "Oh, I did the Brecon to Cardiff Ultra at the weekend," they're like,
You did what?
yeah, why?
Brecon to Cardiff, you can drive that, and you're like,
Yeah, it's time to run it though. Yeah.
Laura, before we close off the pod, it's been amazing. I literally could talk about this like all night, right? What's the one bit of advice you would give to someone who was considering bringing something to market, who had an idea and they thought, I'm going to do a thing? What's the one bit of advice you'd give them?
Remember your why. Remember why you started, because it's going to take longer than expected. It's going to be harder than you thought it was going to be. So just keep going.
Laura, honestly, amazing. Thank you so much for giving the time up to come on the podcast.
No, thank you. Thank you. It's been great.
I can't wait to follow what Purendure do. If you need a couple of yogurt-bodied middle-aged athletes to, rep the brand, we know a couple of guys. So yeah. Oh mate, listen, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been amazing.
Cheers.
Perfect. Take care, Laura. See you later.